Commissioner Barrett, would you pray for us, please?
Heavenly Father, I come before you today, do the county's business. I pray that you watch over us, lead us, guide us, that we do things to honor you in all things. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. If you would, stand with me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll call this Marshall County Fiscal Court, October 21st, 2025, meeting to order. First order, I want to wish my wife a happy birthday. I don't want to forget that one on camera.
Cover your bases.
Do it again in case she wasn't recording.
She didn't watch, it's her own fault. Okay, our first guest, Dr. Upender Mahon. He is the CEO of West Kentucky Allied, and I am serving as president this year. I asked him if he would come and share some of the many things the agency does for us.
Good morning, and thank you so much for allowing me to bend your ears for a couple of minutes here. As Judge Spraggs mentioned, West Kentucky Allied Services, I've been with the agency for almost 2 years now, but the agency has been in our region, in the Purchase region, for almost 50 years. Our headquarters are in Mayfield, but we have county offices in each of the 8 counties in the Purchase region. One of the things that we're probably best known for is something that's going to begin again this November, and that's the low-income heating assistance. So Judge kindly offered me this opportunity to share with people, yourselves, and the great YouTube audience on some of the things that we do. So let me just take you quickly through a little bit of what we are as a community action agency. So community action, right, this is the promise that all over 1,000 community action agencies in the country hold to, and we're entirely focused on helping people get back on their feet when they're facing difficult circumstances. Community action got started back in 1964 with LBJ's War on Poverty, built on FDR's 4 Freedoms back in 41. The main source of funding for every community action agency, what makes a community action agency, is the Community Services Block Grant. It isn't always necessarily the biggest source of funding, but it's what enables us and other community action agencies to pay attention to what is most needed at the local level and then to respond accordingly at the local level. Okay. So we focus on 2 kinds of assistance. Short-term or immediate assistance, and then some more long-term and transformative kinds of assistance. So I mentioned earlier LIHEAP, low-income heating assistance. That's utilities, that's rent assistance. That's for that immediate need that people have. Excuse me. And then long-term assistance, assistance designed primarily to help people get back to a kind of comfort and dignity that their work enables them to pursue. So we work on making sure that folks have the health care that they need, that they have the housing they need, and the jobs and skills training. And of course, many of these kinds of assistance come with partnerships that we have with a number of other nonprofit and governmental agencies in the region. So this is what I mentioned about the CSBG, the Community Services Block Grant. Each community action agency is required to have a tripartite board, a board made up in equal numbers of local elected officials, private and public community stakeholders. And the idea is that you want to get as many voices contributing to solutions as well as letting people know what some of the needs are as well. So here are the counties that we serve. You probably all know this. As of 2023, we are almost at 200,000 in the region. I'm a little dismayed that the number of employed is less than half, but there we are. We're working on that. So a lot of the work that we do, a lot of the grants that we get are geared towards low-income residents. And just to kind of bring home the kinds of numbers we're talking about, there are the poverty rates in our area. Marshall is at 11.7, according to these figures, the lowest in the region, but still fairly high. And if you look at the number of the percentage of seniors that are considered low income and children, I've got that broken out there as well. A good number of our residents are either served in their healthcare needs through Medicare or Medicaid. So it's a sizable population that we are able to serve. Some figures. Minimum wage hasn't changed in a very, very long time in Kentucky. The living wage is about $18 across our region. It goes slightly above or slightly below that depending on the particular county, and of course depending on the particular year that we're looking at. This calculation comes from a calculator that's pretty widely used. I think MIT created that one. For assistance that comes through the Community Services Block Grant, we primarily look at those folks who are at 150% of poverty, and in our heating programs, we're often at 200% of the poverty level for folks that are eligible. So here are some of the kinds of assistance we offer. I mentioned energy assistance. And of course, there's water, rental, emergency with clothing and household, scholarships. We get an opportunity at the beginning of every fiscal year to apportion our CSBG dollars into these various buckets. So we do a community needs assessment annually to try and figure out where best to put our resources. Okay, we have a number of aging services. The CSEP, the Senior Community Service Employment Program, is one that is specifically geared to seniors, 55 and older, and it enables them to get on-the-job training with usually nonprofit agencies, partner agencies, with the goal being that they get up to speed in various areas where they can then take on full employment. Typically, folks are with us for about a year, but they can be with us for about 2 years. So during this time period, we take care of all of their income, not the host agency. We have had a situation where the host agency has gone on to hire that person after their probation period has ended. Senior Medicare Patrol, another program geared towards seniors, where we work on helping people become aware of all the different fraud attempts that are out there, and they seem to be increasing every year. Family Caregiver, this is in conjunction. Actually, both the Senior Community Service Employment Program and Family Caregiver are in conjunction with the PAD office, with the Purchase Area Development District. Okay, I mentioned healthcare before. That's primarily through Connect, which is Kentucky's version of the Affordable Health Care Act. And through Connect, we help educate and help enroll people into the programs that are best suited for them, whether they be through Medicaid or through Medicare or through qualified health plans. We work with insurance partners as well as places like Kentucky Children's Health Insurance Program, KCHIP. As you know, some of these programs are being considered for modification right now. So there's a little bit of anxiety as to what we'll be able to continue to offer. One of the things that Connect is working on right now is to develop a process where we can help those folks who are currently on Medicaid get re-enrolled following the new guidelines that are going to be coming into effect fairly soon. So we're making sure that those people who qualify don't get dropped off the rolls and are able to re-enroll as needed. Weatherization, I mentioned housing earlier. So one of the big efforts we've had the last little while is to increase the number of homes that we can make safer for people to live in. Right? So typically, people are thinking about windows and insulation when it comes to weatherization, and that's a big part of it. But before we do anything in the home, we do an energy audit. We look at how well the heat or the cooling is retained in the house, but we also look at what the kind of airflow there is so that we can make sure folks are healthy and not just saving on utility bills. We often see a reduction of up to 50%, if not more, in utility bills after we're finished working on a house, and that means more money towards healthcare and workforce needs for each resident. Okay. So if you take all our programs together, federal, state, local partners, we typically have about $8 million in funding. And all of that money gets expended serving clients, serving residents of the purchase region. 10,000 households were served last fiscal year in utility assistance. 2,300 households served tornado relief in partnership with Hickman County churches, Atmos gas utilities donations, et cetera. A number that I'm proud of is almost 600 homes weatherized over the last 14 years. We are required by the Department of Energy to follow a pretty strict set of guidelines on to who we can help, what kind of shape the home needs to be in before we're able to help them. In some cases, we'll partner with other providers in McCracken County. We'll work with the Paducah Alliance of Neighbors, for example, to team up on a project that we can't quite address yet because the needs aren't as great as our guidelines require them to be. But the Paducah Alliance of Neighbors can work on the smaller repairs to get us to the point where we can then come in. And we're always on the lookout for more partnerships where we can expand the number of folks that we can help. Weatherization is probably the biggest source, other than the money that we have for utility assistance, money that goes into the community. Right? So all our materials, all the labor, that's all money that goes back into the local economy. And so $8.5 million invested in local housing stock. Right? So we don't build homes yet. What we do is we take existing homes and keep them in the housing stock, in the affordable housing stock. I mentioned we don't build houses yet. I'll come back to that in a second. We work with a lot of partners. This is just a small list of some of our partners, nonprofit, as well as governmental. Every other month, we'll get together with our partners in an interagency meeting where we'll look at what some emerging needs are and the ways in which people are trying to help each other. So we'll often coordinate efforts. We could do a lot more coordination than we currently are, so we're working on finding ways of identifying more clearly what particular needs are so we can team up with the right partners. So housing. We are currently working with the Kentucky Housing Corporation to become a community housing development organization so that we can start helping increase the affordable housing stock. And our focus is going to be primarily, well, for the next few years, only on single-family housing. And as we learn more about that market in that area, we may move into multifamily developments as well. So that's one program that we're really excited to get launched. Another one is a living wage program. The broad outline of that is that we'll work with those folks who have needed to come to us repeatedly for utility assistance but are currently employed. We'll work with them and their employer to get those folks up to a living wage, and then we'll subsidize the gap between what they currently make and the living wage, and work with the employer to get these people trained to the right level so that the employer can then take over and pay them, what they're worth, or the increased value, so that they will no longer need to come to us for utility assistance. So the whole idea is to make ourselves unnecessary for further down the road. 2/3 of the folks who come to us for utility assistance are employed. A good number are retired. So we're working with a lot of folks who are pretty vulnerable. But our aim is to have them be less vulnerable. Another program we're working on is transportation. Our region has 3 transit agencies, and they do a wonderful job, but there are gaps. And what we're looking to do is address some of those gaps. We've started a pilot project to see what we can do to help fill that need. And then a third thing that we're looking at is establishing a tutoring program to get students the kind of help that they need so they can continue on in school or in college after they finish. So that's some of the work we've currently been doing and some of the work where we're tending to go toward. So I don't know if we have time for questions or comments, but I'd be happy to entertain them.
Just curious on the program with Kentucky Housing. Is that a new program? I mean, I know it would be new to what's Kentucky Allied, but is it new to Kentucky Housing?
It is not. It's been there for some time. The designation of Community Housing Development Organization, that's been there for some years now.
Okay. Yeah. Are they, I assume, preparing for a big ask in the budget year for increased funding for that particular program?
They are. And for the last 2 summers, they've presented to the legislature, on the need. Yeah.
With the task force.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely a need, increased inventory, and specifically as it relates to affordable housing is a big need. So I'm glad to hear that they're working towards that.
Well, I'll say too that not only are we pursuing that path with KHC. But we're also working towards establishing partnerships with banks and cities and counties on a parallel track, but still focused on affordable housing.
Anybody else have anything? I know you brought the CFO with you. Anything you want to add, Josh?
Do you want to come up?
No, just the partnership aspect of it, as Upender mentioned, affordable housing, people in this room probably have a house and we can afford it, but there's a lot of people out there that are less fortunate than we are, fixed income, lower income, and so establishing a program that truly can get less fortunate individuals with lower income in a house that they can actually afford. As we all know, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, upkeep, so a home is expensive. And so we're trying to put together a package where we would be talking with local city officials and counties, trying to get appropriate land, working with banks to try to give some interest rate reduction. I think it's going to take a big partnership and a number of different types of individuals and companies, businesses, cities to come together to be able to produce housing stock that is affordable for that population.
A big component of both what Kentucky Housing Corporation does and what we'll seek to do with these kinds of partnerships is to have a financial literacy component for the borrower, for the home purchaser as well.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you for coming and sharing all that with us. There's a whole lot that the agency does and provides that a lot of people aren't aware of. So, we just want to do our part to get the word out there. And, obviously we do have an office here in the courthouse across from the clerk's office, Chrissy's office. So if anyone's needing anything, they keep courthouse hours 8 to 4:30.
Great.
So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
that
you.
plug. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, next up, Kurt Kurtner, EM Director. I'd ask Kurt to give us a rescue squad update. They've been very busy, to say the least.
Yeah, I appreciate time. I just want to update Fiscal Court and then our community. We just finished the first quarter for the fiscal year 26 with the rescue squad. We've had our volunteers on the rescue squad have put in over 300 hours taking training classes. We had incidents, or call-outs as we call them. We had 21 different call-outs so far the first quarter. Over 230 volunteer hours for that. That included, stuff on the lake, wrecks on the road, traffic control, stuff like that. We got our new vehicle outfitted. It's road ready now. We delivered it yesterday down to the squad. We're going to be surplusing out a vehicle that one is replacing. The new vehicle was pretty much a free item because we surplused out some other items that we had. So that was a wash. We'll be out, I don't know, a couple $100 on incidentals just to get it ready, but it's going to be a good vehicle for them. All our sonar units by the end of the year on each boat will be updated with the newest and the best ones out there. I just put in a grant for the rescue aid grant. Got awarded that grant for one of the sonars. It was like an 80% grant, so we'll be out a couple $100 on it, but it's for a couple $100 for the new sonar is great. One of our fundraisers, a business held for us, that bought one, and then I got another donation coming from TVA to buy the other one. We're currently holding about 25 members on the squad, so we still got a good membership down there. I want to thank the Fiscal Court and all that for giving us the opportunity to work the Christmas lights at Mike Miller Park. So that'll be a little bit of fundraiser for us also. And we're constantly chasing grants because it takes a lot to operate, and we want to still be one of the best in the state. And so we chase every grant we can. We appreciate every donation. I got approached yesterday. I call him our Secret Santa. He wants to replace the whole lower unit on one of our boat motors, so I'm getting prices on that, and he's no doubt he'll pay for it. He does something for us every year. He just doesn't allow his name to be mentioned. So, but that's where we're at there. The squad's rolling along great, and let's let our community know we're here for you if you need us.
What about you auction and chili supper? Is it coming up?
I think they're not looking to do that this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody's been tied up, really busy with different stuff. So they're gonna try to just stay away from that right now for now. So.
Okay, thank you, appreciate, I know you're constantly working on grants because we talk about them. I appreciate all your efforts on that on behalf of the squad and everybody's work with the fundraisers and all the community support. Definitely appreciate everyone. Thank you.
We just finished our fall photo fundraiser, and it was successful, and we appreciate the community supporting us like that. So that's one of our biggest ones also of the year, so.
Well, everybody's been around, now we can take our green.
Yeah, so you can take your little green sticker off.
Green sticker off the
Mailbox.
Is it
mailbox.
green this year or red?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, But that's-
Okay, thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Coming up, let's be before our next meeting, Tuesday, October the 28th is National First Responder Appreciation Day. So I want to give a shout out to all of our first responders. We appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Mr. Pagel, you're up.
All right. In light of what Judge just said, I'm going to read a proclamation. It's First Responders Appreciation Day coming up. Whereas first responders include professional and volunteer fire, police, dispatch, emergency, medical technician, and paramedic workers in the United States. And whereas first responders risk their own lives and safety in the execution of their duties to protect the public on a daily basis. And whereas first responders are the first line of defense for the public against threats, both domestic and foreign, and whereas first responders experience extreme physical demands and hazardous situations that contribute to personal injury, and whereas thousands of first responders have made the ultimate sacrifice, and whereas first responders deserve to be recognized for their commitment to safety, defense, and honor, and whereas first responders stand at the ready to come to the aid of the citizens of Marshall County 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas first responders are a vital part of our community, not only standing ready to deal with emergencies, but also volunteering in our schools and community organizations. And whereas we recognize and honor all first responders who put their lives on the line daily to serve and protect the people of Marshall County, Kentucky. And therefore, the Marshall County Fiscal Court does hereby proclaim the 28th day of October First Responders Appreciation Day in Marshall County.
Thank you. Next item, need a motion to approve the October 7th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, treasurer's report.
The August month-end treasurer's report is on your drive. It does not go to the state. It's just for y'all to see.
Need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Transfers?
We don't have any appropriation transfers. There are only budgeted bank transfers.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yes, we have a bridge replacement that we wanted to share with everyone on New Hope Road. Roy has been involved with this from the beginning, and we just wanted to share that with everyone. They have slide presentation put together, and then we'll let Roy speak along the way, or before, or after, or during, or whatever you want to do.
So a few years ago, I guess 2 years ago, the state had come and inspected our bridges and dropped the tonnage down from 18 tons to 3 tons on this bridge on New Hope. Well, then school bus, emergency responders, nobody can go across it. So we've worked to get some money, and we went through the county and city bridge program and got funded for this program to replace this culvert. And we started tearing the culvert out ourselves. The road department did. I think that saved right at 11,000 for the road department tearing it out. Plus, we got another 3,000 for the culvert. So we done what we could. And the price of the culvert was pretty pricey. And one of the reasons why is you got to build this stuff down in the creek. So you have to dig it to grade, fill it with 57s, and then hope that it don't rain to wash all your work away. Well, it rained. That's 2 inches of rain filled the whole hole, so all that work was gone and have to restart all over.
How many acres feeds into that?
It's just a little over 3,000 acres that feeds to that one spot.
Goes to that one point, and we had discussed doing a little bit more of the work ourselves, and we decided real quickly that would not be a wise decision, and this rain proved exactly why.
Yeah, we have put these together, but this was a big project right here, and we've got a lot of other projects going on in the county right now. And being as we did go receive help through the county and city bridge program, we felt that was the best way to go. And we buy the culvert through Contech Engineering, and they also have a crew that puts it together. That's them there now installing it. I think it, with the rain delay and all, about 3 weeks. The road's finished now. They're pumping rock into that backfilling now. And there's the finished project.
Took a hump out too, didn't it? Didn't it took quite a bit?
Took quite a bit of it out, yes.
I called it the Dukes of Hazzard Road, Marty, because
Yeah, it's not there's much fun driving that road now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're
A lot of it out.
we're proud to have that back to the normal weight capacity for buses and farmers and all that. And, you know, we have several more ahead of us, so we'll work on them as aggressively as we can. What'd you say they still needed to finish the shouldering? Is that it?
The shouldering on the edge of the blacktop, and it should be finished this week.
Okay.
But we went ahead and opened the road now. We just got some low shoulder signs posted up on it.
Okay. Well, thank you and the road department so much for all your efforts on this. I'm very happy to see that one done, and we'll start working on the next one. Okay, need a motion to go into executive session for litigation and personnel per KRS 61810 1C and F.
So move.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, call this meeting back to order. Just need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.